Making headlines. The President will be departing on an official visit to Estonia from 13 to 16 January. The First Lady emphasizes the vital role of NGOs in the society. And the Met Office warns that large parts of the Maldives will experience unfavorable weather conditions from Monday.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Idham Naeem. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz will be departing on an official visit to Estonia from 13th to 16th January at the invitation of his Estonian counterpart, Dr. Alar Karis. This is the first official visit to Estonia by a sitting president of the Maldives and will focus on enhancing bilateral cooperation and explore opportunities for partnership.
According to the President's office, discussions will focus on strengthening bilateral cooperation and identify potential areas of collaboration, including digital, cyber, and e-governance fields on climate and environmental issues and in science and education between the Maldives and Estonia. During the visit, President Dr. Muiz will be meeting with President Dr. Karis, President of the Estonian Parliament, Rigi Kogu, Lauri Hussar, and various ministers, including Education, Climate, Health, Justice and Digital Affairs, and Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The President will also visit the Estonian city of Tartu, housing the University of Tartu, which belongs to the top 1% of the world's most cited universities and scientific institutions in clinical medicine. The President will visit the university, its university's research and developments, and the Estonian Genome Database Center, as well as the Green Energy Data Center. The meetings and discussions will focus on innovations and technological advancements Estonia has made. The President will also participate in a roundtable organized by the Digital Advisory Council to the President of Estonia, which will provide an avenue to explore further cooperation between the two countries. Estonia's digital transformation journey is commended globally, ranked among the top in the world for digital public sector and services. Estonia is a global leader in digital governance and e-services, renowned for its pioneering e-residency program, advanced e-governance platforms, and seamless integration of digital solutions into public services. Digital transformation is a key priority of President Dr. Mohammad Muiz. The President has pledged to establish a digital economy, aiming for it to contribute up to 15% of the Maldives' GDP by 2030. The initiative is a key component of the President's broader vision to transform the Maldives into a developed nation by 2040. The government is working to develop a digital transformation roadmap and strategy that will provide a blueprint for the digital transformation. The government is also working on an assessment for AI readiness led by UNESCO in its AI readiness assessment tools and working on its national AI master plan. During the visit, the President will be accompanied by Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdullah Halil, Minister of Homeland Security and Technology Ali Ihsan, and a senior government delegation. A private delegation consisting of leaders in local tech community will also accompany the President and have engagements with Estonian companies and institutes that work in the digital sphere.
First Lady Madam Sajda Mohammed emphasizes the vital role of NGOs in society and their ability to reach those beyond the scope of state institutions and organizations. She made these remarks at the Moms Aid's 6th anniversary gala and fundraiser ceremony, which was held at Villa College's QI campus. Speaking at the event, the First Lady stressed that empowering such NGOs should remain a priority for any government. She explained that empowering such NGOs would help implement numerous measures to protect against various negative issues currently present in our society. The First Lady particularly highlighted the important role these organizations play in women's empowerment, especially in addressing violence against women and the challenges they face. During the event, a video presentation showcased the work carried out by Moms Aid over the past 6 years since its establishment. The event also recognized sponsors and partners, culminating in the launch of the fundraiser for Hope for Moms campaign. Furthermore, the organization announced its 2025 Impact Partners. In recognition of their services, the First Lady presented commemorative plaques to 5 members of the Moms Aid team. The Maldives welcomed 2025 with vibrant celebrations, including fireworks and a drone show organized by the Maldives Marketing and Public Relations Corporation, MMPRC. Alongside these festivities, the Maldives also marked significant accomplishments across different sectors. The most notable developments at the start of 2025 has been the extensive trips undertaken by President Dr. Mohamed Muiz.
In just 9 days, President Dr. Mohamed Muiz already visited 10 islands this year, including Guri of Kaf Atoll and 9 islands in Huadu Atoll. During these visits, the President engaged with island councils and local residents, assuring them that the government would address their concerns and fulfill pledges made to them, placing a special emphasis on fulfilling pledges related to the fishing sector. With the commencement of the new year, the Maldives has also made notable strides in the economic sector. The new year kicked off with the Free Trade Agreement (FTA) between the Maldives and China coming into effect. This agreement exempts duty on fish exported from the Maldives and imports into the country. This is the first such agreement implemented in the Maldives and is seen as a historic step. The government believes that the FTA will be greatly beneficial for the Maldivian economy. In another key development, the national flag carrier, Maldivian, added its first wide-body aircraft to its fleet last week. The aircraft, with a capacity of 264 passengers, will be utilized for flights to 3 destinations in China. The addition is an important step taken towards diversifying the Maldivian economy. Furthermore, Maldives Ports Limited revealed that last year ended with the Maldives seeing the highest number of cargo imports to date. According to statistics, 66,387 containers of cargo were imported into the Maldives, in addition to 131,262 freight tons of general cargo. Additionally, the Foreign Exchange Act also came into effect with the new year. The aim of this act is to establish a framework to determine which transactions can be conducted using foreign currency in the Maldives and establishing rules relating to the import, use, possession and deposit of foreign currency. This year began with the northeastern monsoon bringing heavy rains to Male City, prompting the National Disaster Management Authority (NDMA) to carry out its largest relief operation to date. The rain caused significant damage across the Maldives. Following damage assessments, NDMA issued a statement noting that of the 145 households in Male City that reported being affected by the rain, 115 households were assessed. Assessments could not be conducted on the remaining homes due to unwillingness of homeowners and various other reasons. Meanwhile, 8 islands in the atolls reported damages due to the rain. NDMA said that assessment reports have been submitted for 73 households across 4 islands so far.
The Maldives immigration reports that over 5,600 undocumented migrants in the Maldives were deported last year. In 2024, immigration intensified efforts to address the issue of undocumented migrants and conducted a series of targeted raid operations to identify undocumented individuals.
The administration aims to solve the long-standing issue of undocumented migrants effectively and has been working closely with enforcement agencies to resolve the challenge. To support these efforts, a designated task force has been established comprising members from enforcement agencies and various government ministries. In July last year, a designated portal, the Immigration Watch, was introduced, enabling citizens to report suspected undocumented migrants in the Maldives and other immigration-related violations. With these tools, efforts commenced to inspect workplaces to identify and detain those found to be in violation of immigration laws. For 2024, the government set a target to identify and deport 5,000 undocumented migrants and those working in the Maldives in violation of laws. This goal was surpassed with official statistics confirming that a total of 5,613 migrants were deported last year, primarily as a result of immigration raids and detentions. According to Maldives Immigration, a total of 1,161 cases have been reported to the Immigration Watch since its launch. Of these, 1,061 cases have been investigated. The majority of the reported instances pertain to migrant workers engaging in illegal business activities, with 239 such reports received. The portal also received an equal number of reports pertaining to work visa violations. The portal documented 65 cases related to prostitution rings, 41 instances of migrant workers absconding from their sponsoring company, 14 concerning tourist visa violations, and 12 each related to violations of employer sponsorship and illegal visa usage. The Immigration Authority also investigated 11 cases, each involving various criminal activities and drug abuse by migrant workers, and 10 cases of illegal business operations. In addition to deporting undocumented migrants, the government is also offering pathways for undocumented individuals to regularize their status. Efforts are also underway to collect biometric data on foreign nationals in the Maldives as part of a broader strategy to tackle illegal migration systematically.
Maldives Meteorological Service Met Office warns the large parts of the island nation will experience heavy rainfall, strong winds and rough seas from Monday. According to the Met Office, a circulation in the western part of the country has been causing heavy rainfall in various parts of the country since Friday and is set to continue for the next 24 hours. Met Office said though the weather will improve slightly on Sunday, it is expected to take a turn for the worst from Monday. The Met Office said large parts of the country are expected to experience heavy rains, strong winds and rough seas from Monday until Wednesday. A fresh spell of rain over the weekend left large parts of the capital Male flooded, forcing evacuations from 7 different houses. Maldives is experiencing a fresh spell of bad weather caused by circulation in the Arabian Sea from the west of the country. The capital Male experienced the heaviest in the past 24 hours, leaving several parts of the city flooded. The National Disaster Management Authority (NDMA) said 44 people have been moved to temporary shelters after their homes suffered flood damage. It added that the homes had suffered sewage leakage and damage to household items, and the residents have been provided shelter for the next 24 hours. However, it noted that no reports of flood damage had come in from any of the other islands thus far. The Maldives Meteorological Service Met Office has forecast showers in parts of the country in the next 24 hours, with wind speeds expected to be moderate. However, the Met Office expects the weather to worsen from Monday and said it was closely monitoring weather patterns in the coming days. Maldives Hajj Corporation Limited (MHC) sends invitations to locals on this year's Hajj pilgrimage list. The invitations are sent out based on the order of the Hajj pilgrimage list.
Speaking on a program aired on PSM News, Hajj Corporation Managing Director Ahmad Shakil said the invitations had been sent out to those who have the opportunity to perform the sacred Hajj pilgrimage this year. Shakil said that some of them have been already informed that they are unable to perform the pilgrimage this year, adding that such slots will be given to the next person on the list. He said the government is already working on improving the experience of Maldivian pilgrims based on the issues flagged last year. In that regard, local officials will meet and discuss possible solutions and improvements with Saudi Arabian officials during the Hajj conference scheduled for next week. Shakil said that the administrative preparations for this year's Hajj have already begun, adding that the Hajj Corporation and the Ministry of Islamic Affairs are working together in the arrangements. Maldives receives a Hajj quota of 1,000 pilgrims from Saudi Arabia every year. This administration has now dedicated the entire 1,000 quota to the state-owned Hajj Corporation to make the pilgrimage affordable to the people. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu has pledged to send 1,000 people without financial means to Hajj on state funds during his 5-year term. True to his presidential pledge, the state has sponsored 50 Hajj pilgrims during the first year of President Dr. Muizzu's term. The president has also announced the decision to revise the present Hajj quota policy to give precedence to first-time pilgrims, giving renewed hope for the people on the long wait list. The decision was taken to revise the policy to offer a solution for the long list of people waiting to perform the sacred Hajj pilgrimage for the first time. According to the Hajj Corporation, there are currently 9,115 people on the waiting list for the Hajj pilgrimage. Of these, 7,543 are under 65 years of age, 1,461 are between 65 and 75 years of age, and 111 are over 75. There are 8,623 people seeking their first Hajj pilgrimage on the waiting list, which includes 7,150 people under 65, 1,370 people between 65 and 75, and 103 people over 75 years. President Dr. Muhammad Muizzu has set sights on clearing the entire backlog of people waiting to perform the sacred pilgrimage before the end of his 5-year term. The government has been in discussions with its Saudi Arabian counterparts to increase the annual Hajj quota available to the Maldives.
Mexico is going to find a solution to avoid the imposing of tariffs by the United States, Economy Minister Marcelo Ebrard said on Friday, following threats from U.S. President-elect Donald Trump to do so.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has promised sweeping tariffs on Mexico if it does not crack down on migrant arrivals at the shared border and the entry of drugs, particularly fentanyl, into the U.S. Mexico's economic minister, Ebrard, speaking at a conference in Mexico City, compared the current trade tensions with the previous negotiations during Trump's first term when Ebrard was Mexico's foreign minister. Then, Trump made big tariff threats around migration that did not come to pass. Ebrard noted that in the end there were no tariffs, adding that Mexico will find a solution to avoid the imposing of tariffs by the U.S. as previously. He reiterated that Trump's tariff threats seemed unrealistic because of the heavy impact they would have on the U.S. economy. Trump has also accused Mexico of being a backdoor for Chinese goods to reach the U.S., something Mexico denies. Mexico has, however, launched a crackdown on contraband products imported from Asia called Operation Cleanup. It also imposed tariff on textile imports, which Ebrard said were in response to the flooding of the local market with cheap goods. Ebrard said that Mexico is also looking to broaden its trade relationship with other countries beyond the U.S., adding that the United Arab Emirates Sovereign Wealth Fund was studying investments in Mexico's semiconductor and renewable energy sectors.
South Korea's transport ministry stated that the flight data and cockpit voice recorders on the Jeju Air jet that crashed on December 29th stopped recording about 4 minutes before the airliner hit a concrete structure at South Korea's Muan Airport.
South Korea's transport ministry said in a statement that authorities are investigating the disaster that killed 179 people, the worst on South Korean soil, with plans to analyze what caused the black boxes to stop recording. The ministry said that the voice recorder was initially analyzed in South Korea, and when data was found to be missing, it was sent to the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board laboratory. It said that the damaged flight data recorder was taken back to the United States for analysis in cooperation with the U.S. safety regulator. Jeju 762216, which departed the Thai capital Bangkok for Muan in southwestern South Korea, belly landed and overshot the regional airport's runway, exploding into flames after hitting an embankment. The pilots told air traffic control the aircraft had suffered a bird strike and declared emergency about 4 minutes before it crashed into the embankment, exploding in flames. 2 injured crew members sitting in the tail section were rescued. 2 minutes before the Mayday emergency call, air traffic control gave caution for bird activity. Declaring emergency, the pilots abandoned the landing attempt and initiated a go-around. But instead of making a full go-about, the budget airline's Boeing 737-800 jet took a sharp turn and approached the airport's single runway from the opposite end, crash landing without landing gear deployed. Sim Jae-dong, a former Transport Ministry accident investigator, said the discovery of missing data from the crucial final minutes was surprising and suggests that all power, including backup, may have been cut, which is extremely rare.
Carlos Alcaraz says rivalry with world number one Jannik Sinner is good for his own game.
Four-time Grand Slam champion Carlos Alcaraz said on Saturday having a rival like world number one Jannik Sinner was good for his own game as it helped him develop a different mindset going into their matches.
The good thing for me is when I'm seeing him, winning titles, when I'm seeing him, in the top of the ranking, force me to practice even harder, every day. And in the practice, I'm just thinking, the things that I have to improve just to play against him. So that things I think is great for me having him and have such a great rivalry so far, just to give the best of me every day.
Alcaraz won the French Open and Wimbledon titles last year, while Sinner claimed the Australian Open and US Open trophies as the pair heralded a new era for the men's game by shutting out 24 times Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic. Despite beating Sinner in all three of their matches last season to improve his head-to-head record to 6-4, the 21-year-old Alcaraz said facing the dangerous Italian forced him to think out of the box. At the Australian Open, which begins on Sunday, world number 3 Alcaraz will look to become the youngest man to complete a career Grand Slam, the feat of winning all 4 major titles.
A violin made by renowned Italian craftsman Antonio Stradivari during his 18th century golden period is heading for auction next month with an estimate of up to a record $18 million.
The New England Conservatory NEC is offering the Joachim Stradivarius, with proceeds going to student scholarships, fulfilling the wish of musician and NEC graduate Sihon Ma, who donated the violin to the music school. Sotheby's will carry out the sale on February 7th in New York as part of its Master Week of auctions. Chairman of Sotheby's Europe, Helena Newman, said that the violin is estimated to be sold at a price ranging between $12 to $18 million. Stradivarius violins, which can sell for millions of dollars, are known for their exquisite craftsmanship, with the most sought after from his 1700s to 1720 golden period. The 1721 Lady Blunt Stradivarius sold for a record $15.9 million in 2011. Sotheby's said that before Ma, 19th century violinist Joseph Joachim owned the instrument. The violin will also go on display in Hong Kong and New York before the auction.
That's it for now. Thank you for watching PSM News. Have a good day.
ಹಫ್ತಾಯ ನಿಮಗೆನ್ ದಾಯರು ಎಕಿ ದಾಯರಾತಕು ರಾಜ್ಯಗೆ ಮಶಹುಗಾವಿಸ್ ಎತಕ್ ಕಮೆ ಹಿಂಗಾಗೆಂದೆ
ಮಿತನ್ ದಿವಲಪ್ಪೆಗೆನ್ ದಾಣಿ ಗೆದೊರುಗೆ ಮನ್ಸಿದಕ ವಜೀಫಾಗೆ ಮನ್ಸಿದಕ ವೆಗೆನ್
ಕಾನೂನುಗ ಬುಣಾಗೊತ್ತುಂಬಿಯ ಮಿಹಾರ್ ತಿಬ್ಬೆವಿ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲರುನ್ನ ಎದವರು ಫುರಿಹಮು ಕುರಂ
ಮಿಯದ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಕನ್ನೆ ಫನ್ಸ್ವಿಸ್ ರುಫಿಯಾ ಮಸ್ಕನವೇಕ
ಮಿಹಾರ್